Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Eddie Pokleber and I want to ask you a question, actually more of a statement. To have a comfortable house, to have a comfortable apartment, you need to follow some tips that I'm going to share with you right now in this video. And I also want to ask you a question. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Man, how could I make my living room more comfortable, my bedroom more comfortable, my dining room? That's what I'm going to show you right now in this video, with real tips that I use from my own projects, from construction work, from decorations that I do, and I'm going to share them with you right now in this video. So grab a pen and paper because this video is really good. I just ask you one thing, subscribe to our channel, okay? Like this video, hit like right now, also comment at the end of the video what you thought about these tips and share it. Help me out, share this video so we can reach more people. You won't find these tips for free anywhere else. Well guys, to have a comfortable house, obviously we have to start with a basic principle, having a solid plan. There's no way around it. If you're about to start building your house, or if you're going to renovate your apartment or your house, everything starts with a plan. So the first tip I want to give you is, if you can afford it, hire an architect or a designer to design your house. If you can't afford to do that, that's okay. There's this video here, and that's just fine too. You're going to get some really cool tips here. But the foundation of everything is the plan, because that's where we decide everything that's going to be used. And it's in the design that you see the 3D images of how your bedroom, your living room, your balcony, your kitchen, your bathroom would look. Did you see it in 3D? Wow, this is exactly what I would like to have in my house. That's what the plan will show you. So everything starts with the design plan for you to have a comfortable house. But there are also things, right, decorative objects that you can have in your house that just with the tips I'm going to give you here, you can have that nice, cozy decor feel in your home. Want to see a great example here? Let's talk about our TV room. Who wouldn't like to have a beautiful rug in the TV room? That's the first item I want to talk to you about here. If your TV room just has a sofa, the TV, and the TV stand, try putting a rug that goes from the TV stand to the sofa. First tip, the rug needs to cover the length of your dining room. Don't just put a tiny little rug in the center and think that's enough. Or one of those rectangular ones. None of that. A rug for the TV room needs to cover the entire space. It's basically like this. The rug is what will define and identify the size of my TV room. So if you have a wall that's 2 meters long with the TV on it, and you have a sofa here that's also 2 meters, then the rug needs to be 2 meters. And if the distance from the wall to the sofa is 1.90 or 2.10 meters, the rug needs to be that size too. So it's the rug that will define your TV room area. And this brings such a nice feeling to your daily life, man. For you to watch TV, watch a game, a soap opera, a movie, or the news. Lying on the sofa, make sure not to step on the rug with shoes or slippers so you don't get it dirty. Keep your slippers set aside over there and your shoes outside. Feel that nice, comfortable sensation of stepping on your rug. And here's a cool tip too. I always use wool rugs in my projects. Low pile, let's put it that way, low pile rugs, okay? Don't go using or buying those shaggy rugs that look like big fluffy poodle fur. None of that. Buy a rug with really short piles so it's functional and easy to clean in your daily routine, okay? And even so, it will still give your space that feeling of comfort. And obviously, choose a rug color that matches the colors in your TV room decor. If you have a wooden panel, if you have a gray sofa, you can use a beige rug, a white rug, or a gray rug. Don't use a yellow rug, a blue rug, or a green rug because they won't go with your TV room decor at all. So here's my first tip for you to have a comfortable home. Second tip I want to share with you. Don't go overboard with colors. When I say don't go overboard with colors, I mean you shouldn't go painting your house in a bunch of different colors. Come on, Ed, my son's room is blue. In my room, I want everything white. In my daughter's room, it's pink. In my living room, it's gray. So I can't do that? That's not what I'm saying. For each separate room, you can choose a color to paint. There's no problem with that. You can use gray in your bedroom and yellow or green in your daughter's room without any problem. What I'm telling you is not to mix too many colors in just one space. For example, if you have a TV room combined with the dining room and the kitchen and the balcony, it's all open like that, you know? Typical of an apartment. TV room, dining room, kitchen and balcony, right? We see this a lot in apartments. Then you go and paint the TV room dark gray. Then on the entry wall, you paint it yellow. On the balcony, maybe you can't change much because of the building standards, but you go with a lighter gray. Then in the kitchen, you paint it red. Don't do that with the interior painting of your house or apartment. Don't mix colors in the same space, different colors. If you want to have harmony and that feeling of a comfortable home, you can mix up to 3 colors when painting the walls of your house. For example, choose a darker color for just one wall in that space. A medium shade from that same color palette. Let's use gray as an example. A darker gray, an elephant gray for the TV wall. A chrome gray for the sofa, for example. And a very light gray there. A silver shade, a cockatiel shade as the predominant color, which will be the color of all the walls. So that's the direction I want you to work in. It's not about me choosing elephant gray, that yellow, green here, blue there. It's not like that. It's about choosing a color palette, and within that palette you can pick 2 or 3 colors to use to paint the interior walls of your house. Alright? This makes your home's interior feel much more comfortable day to day, instead of mixing a bunch of colors and making it look like a carnival. Follow this tip and I'm sure you'll have a much cozier and more comfortable house when it comes to painting. The flooring also has a big influence on making your house comfortable. I'll prove it to you. There are a lot of people who want it and like it, right? And have this in their house. Porcelain tile covers the entire house. From the laundry room to the bedrooms. The balcony and bathroom are already normal places for it. But he wants to have porcelain tile everywhere. That's all right. There's no problem at all. But when we talk about comfort, that's what this whole video is about. Having a comfortable house. At least in the bedrooms, it's nice to have vinyl flooring, and I'll explain why. When you step on a porcelain tile floor, it's a cold floor. When you step on a vinyl floor, it's a warm floor. The same goes for laminate flooring. It's a warm floor. So the feeling of walking on a vinyl floor, which is a warm floor, compared to a porcelain tile floor, which is a cold floor, is totally different, especially for bedrooms. Imagine waking up in the morning and stepping onto a vinyl floor. It's a warm, comfortable floor to walk on. And then you step on a porcelain tile, which is a totally cold floor. You get a little shock from the temperature difference. It's nothing that's going to affect your health, at least from my point of view. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think it will make any difference. But the feeling of having a comfortable bedroom when you get up early in the morning and step on a vinyl floor is totally different from stepping on a porcelain tile floor. So, are you in the phase of building, renovating, or deciding on these materials for your house? Think about it. Stop for a moment and think. Hey, Edipo said it would be nice to put vinyl flooring, at least in the bedrooms. I really like porcelain tile. But at least in the bedrooms, I'm going to stop for a moment to think if this will really make sense for us in our daily lives, in our home. Write down this tip. I think it's worth taking a moment to consider. Good lighting and proper lighting for all the rooms in your house is also very important. Take a look. There are several types of lighting tones, from a very yellow light to a very white one that can even look blue. So, what should you use in your house considering that we have this wide variety of options to choose from? I always like to use this in my projects, and if you've been following me for a long time, you already know that. For private spaces, write this tip down. Intimate spaces, when I say intimate spaces, I'm talking about bedrooms. For intimate spaces like bedrooms. I always like to use warm white. That's the kind of light you see that's a bit more yellowish, okay? It brings a really good feeling to your daily life. A feeling of coziness, of comfort for your bedrooms. TV room. I also like to use a warm white. It's really nice. Now, dining room, living room. Maybe the living room would also work well with a warm white. Now, living room, dining room, sorry. dining room, kitchen, bathrooms, utility area, and even the balcony neutral white. These are the shades I use in my projects, which I recommend to my clients. Unless my client is very demanding and says, no, I want cool white everywhere. From the bedroom to the kitchen, I want warm white everywhere. From the kitchen to the laundry room, to the utility area, to the bedrooms. I want white unless he's picky and insists, no, I want it this way, period. But my advice will always be warm white for intimate spaces, neutral white for the rest of the rooms in the house. Kitchen, balcony, dining room, bathrooms, laundry area. This is a guideline that creates the right lighting and the feeling of a comfortable home. Alright, that's what brings you a comfortable home. Lighting also makes a big difference in your daily life. Many decorative objects scattered throughout the house can also overwhelm your spaces. And that doesn't bring you that comfort in your daily life. Look, whenever I bring a video here with a decorating tip, I'll always tell you this: less is more. This is very important in decorating, okay guys? And I'll explain why. When I'm working on a project, I always try to keep it very clean, as we usually say in interior design. Very clean visually. Why? Notice, imagine you have a TV room. I'll use the example of a TV room here. And then you have your TV stand there. Then you have your TV. Then you put a recessed linear light in the ceiling. Then there's the window curtain. Then there's a rug. Then there's the coffee table. Then there's a sofa. Then you fill the top of the TV stand with objects. Then there's a lamp. There's also the side table by the sofa. Everything I'm mentioning is functional. Then you go and put up a slatted panel. Then we end up adding a lot of decorative elements. And this, many times, if you're not careful, if these decorations don't match, it will affect your space in a way that you might end up regretting later. So my tip for you to have a comfortable space is pay attention, write this down. Start with the basics. Don't go filling it up all at once. Oh no, I saw a vertical garden. I saw the lighting. I saw a lamp. I saw a plant pot. I saw a table. Start with the essential items: sofa, TV, and the TV stand, period, and curtains. Is it worth putting in the coffee table then? Is it worth putting the vase on the TV stand? The side table next to the sofa? Is it worth it? Then you gradually start adding the items. Don't invest in everything all at once. Start with the basics, the essentials, and then you can add more later. That way you won't make mistakes. So it's always good to keep this in mind when you're decorating your own spaces at home. Always start with the basics, with what's essential. Less is more. That's what I do in my projects. I present the basics to my clients in the first proposal. If he says something like, wow, I found it very simple, I found it very dull, because there are clients who actually say that. Some clients are sometimes afraid to say it, with that fear of disappointing us. No, that's not it. Sometimes they really say it. No, I thought it was too simple, man. That wasn't what I was looking for. I wanted something livelier and all. Then we go there and present a second proposal. More elements. Then in most cases it pleases the client. So less is more. Keep that in mind when you're decorating the rooms in your house. And finally, a really cool tip, which I think is extremely important to tell you. It's air conditioning, right guys? There's no way to avoid it. You might be thinking, oh Ash, but that's obvious, right? Saying that having an air conditioner at home makes your house comfortable. It's obvious. I know that very well. We do construction work every day. But there are a lot of people who, when it's time to renovate their house or apartment, can't afford to install air conditioning, financially speaking. Why? Imagine that you're going to install 5 units there. You have 2 units in the living room because your living room is big. 1 over there on the balcony. That's 3 so far, plus 1 in the master bedroom and 1 in the single bedroom, making 5. Besides those 5 units, there's the condenser. It's a kit. Let's estimate it costs around 20,000 reais, which is the average price for a kit like this, from 20,000 and up, okay? For a good brand. So you don't have that amount to invest right now. Besides the cost of the units themselves, there's the infrastructure. What's the point of having the units if you don't install the piping? We're referring to the air conditioning infrastructure, specifically the labor cost for the professional. So what's my tip for you here now? I just told you, less is more. Add decorations to the rooms in your house little by little. If you don't have the money to install air conditioning right now, that's okay. At least get the infrastructure ready. Decide where the air conditioning units will go, decide where the condenser will be placed. Hire a professional to do all the prep work for the air conditioning in your house or apartment. Because later on, in the future, when you have some extra money, when you have some savings, and it's time for you to install the air conditioning, the infrastructure will already be done, and it doesn't get damaged. Because it's inside the wall, because it's running through the ceiling cavity, it doesn't get damaged. No. If it was well done, properly pressurized and everything, it will stay there for the rest of your life. So, at least do the prep work for the air conditioning. Leave all the connection points in the wall or ceiling. Include this in the plans. So the measurements are there when the installation is done, and no one starts breaking things open at random. Got it? When it's on the wall, there are those plastic protections they put in. When it's on the ceiling, where there's a drywall ceiling, just write down exactly where the measurement is. And then, when you go to install the air conditioner, the prep work is already done. You just bought the units. You got some relief, cut down on expenses, felt better, bought the units, and then you call the professional again to do the installation. The same one who did the prep work, which is really great. Then he goes there and installs everything. So, this tip here is extremely important. Don't have money right now to invest in air conditioning? No problem. Do the prep work. Got a little money left over? Go ahead and install the air conditioner, because I'm sure you won't regret it. It works for apartments, it works for houses, it works for stores, it works for offices, it works for everything. Do the prep work for the air conditioning. It's the same thing as the range hood. That actually gives me a good segue. Same as the pendant light in the dining room. That gives me a good segue here. It's the same thing as the pendant light that goes beside the headboard. The same thing. You went to buy the range hood. You want to get that round, beautiful, sophisticated one, 15,000 rays. Wow, 15,000 rays would pay for all the countertops in my whole kitchen. Don't install the range hood yet, just leave the connection. Leave the duct in place, leave the power outlet there for the range hood. I'm not putting it in. I saw a chandelier for 2,000 rays, but with that money I could buy almost everything I need to paint my house. Leave the wiring in place at the switch. Leave everything ready. Don't buy the chandelier now. Okay? Just go there later, buy it, and install it. The outlet is ready and everything else is done. You only need to install the product. So that's planning, that's strategy. That's what will keep you from having a headache later, when you're already living in your house and you forgot to put in the air conditioner outlet, forgot to run the wiring for the chandelier, forgot to leave the hookup for the range hood and the ductwork. Then you'll have a lot of work to do. So this is planning so you can have a comfortable house in the future, since you can't have it now for financial reasons, but in the future you will. Tips from an architect who works on construction sites. Tips from an architect who actually works on construction projects. If you've been following me here for a long time, you know that. I've worked on construction sites for over 20 years, so trust my experience. You won't hear this advice everywhere. That's what makes a house comfortable. It's about taking these tips here and applying them to your home renovation or the construction of your house or apartment. I hope you guys enjoyed it, liked it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Like this video and share it, because I'm sure this video will help a lot of people. Take care and see you in the next video.